Hey, it's us. We're behind the paywall, which means if you're seeing this on time, you know, close to the recorded date that's down in the bottom right corner, thanks for being a champion or higher. Otherwise, for the rest of you, yeah, it's bonus content. I hope this video is still timely and matters when it comes out for the public. We're going to be going over the best 5 memory you can spend in the Digimon card game, which means we're going to be heading over to not a sponsor Digimon card app. And we're going to talk about a bunch of them, and then we will narrow that list down to 3, and I guess some honorable mentions. Little house rules, Digivolution costs count. If you can do like a full combo that costs 5 as a result, so, you know, like, you know, play BT13 Marcus for 5, suspend him, that's a 4 memory cost play, not a 5. Stuff like that. If you got like a, you know, a chain that costs 5, I think that counts. But yeah. We've got KnTElixar joining us. If you watch the podcast and know that he is indeed back from the dead, then yeah, you can go see the full episode. It'll be somewhere in the back corner over there. But yeah,
maybe or a month ago if you weren't a member.
Yeah, or a month ago. And we'll have hopefully done like 10 podcasts by then. Probably not. Any front runners? Anyone got any cute ideas on number 5 memory?
When we said we were going to do 4 and we were getting to 5, we had an immediate easiest first pick, and it was Blazing Memory Boost.
Yep.
We talked about it like 600 times.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Card carried the deck for 2 years.
I would say continues to carry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's still a 4 of.
Yeah, it's your interpretation of your mileage out of said carrying may vary. I no longer think it's carrying it to the finish line. Maybe it's carrying it about halfway through the mini marathon. But Blazing Memory Boost for sure. This card's it's evil, I think is fair.
I think it's the barometer for what you can get away with putting on a memory boost that costs more than 3. They've really only done it twice. And both the cards are evil.
Yeah.
No, actually, no. Pride costs 4, I guess. But yeah.
Well, there's Reinforcing. That costs 6.
Yeah, that card is deeply evil as well.
Yeah.
Once you
so
go
evil,
before,
it's out 1.
Once you go before, that's where they should stop making the memory boosts.
Well, they started getting to the point where it was like, oh well, you know, eventually it hit a kind of critical mass where like once you start spending enough memory, the cards have to do crazy things, and this is a crazy thing.
Yeah,
this is 6 of your deck is a 10th and some change, and when you're at a 40 card starting deck before you start doing anything else, it's a 12th of the deck that you're digging through immediately. It's disturbingly good.
And you get to free, like,
sorry, not 12th and 8th, my bad.
Add 2 cards and free play a tamer.
And play a 3rd, yeah. It's you cannot do better than a essentially free 11 memory swing on turn 1. But God knows they've tried.
All right.
That's Blazing.
Yeah.
If we didn't say that one, we'd get flamed by the ghost of our past selves and the commenters, I'm sure.
Yeah, Blazingo was never not going to be on here.
My honorable mention is the OG Jerry.
Ooh.
Granted, you can reduce your cost, but sometimes you got a hard player for 5. Sometimes you've already used your reduction, and you're just like, I'm just gonna play her for 5. Pray she doesn't get removed, and the next turn I can suspend her, slurp off a searcher, and then probably lose her the next turn because she's suspended and they're just gonna swing into her.
That's a technical term, by the way, schlorp.
That's we use schlorp for, like, you know, superior mode when you're putting something underneath something else. You know, I'm gonna schlorp that under there. When I'm playing against Royal Knights and they play something, I'm like, oh, is that gonna get schlorped next turn? After locals, we go up to the winner and, you know, we're just like, so when and where do you want your schlorping? You know,
hey, that third one's a little different than the other 2.
Nah.
I actually,
by the way.
I can't wait to start. Maybe I play Bagra next week instead of Ragnar. And when people are like, why do you keep saying this? I'll be like, exposed for not being a champion level.
Yeah, no, just when you're just like, you know, I'm gonna what's the option? What's the Bagra option
Astral
that does
Snatcher.
the schlorp? Astral Schlurp.
Oh.
There you go. Astral
five.
Flipper.
Astral Caster.
Oh,
Real
what
ones
could have
remember.
been? My pick was the deeply evil
Great call.
ban to
Great
1.
call.
Definitely knew that Rise Greymon was on this. Didn't put it in a Shoutmon video thinking that Shoutmon was this guy. Like, cultural appropriation at its finest. Sunrise Buster. This card.
That's yeah, no, that's Showman X5. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, deadass. That's what it wasn't until editing and I was like, oh, it's too far gone. I don't care anymore. Just send
Yeah,
it.
it's Shoutmon X5. That's why it costs 5.
Exactly. But yeah, Sunrise Buster is deeply fucking evil in the same way that Blazing can just free play a tamer. This is like free play a tamer and you know, smite a heathen.
Oh, I've got one more honorable mention now that you mentioned Sunrise Buster. The 5-drop Marcus Damon.
Great call. Memsetters always are good in these because they also conceptually represent infinite memory, which is like a whole the bread and butter on how we started getting into that. This card, it finally has an ult. I forgot that set was coming out. Oh, I need to get those Tocados. Yeah. Anyway,
do we have word on when we're getting the future pack ones?
I love living in somewhere where we don't have premium Bandai, man. That this will age just fine. I'm happy. I'm pretty confident in my assessment that I'll still be about premium Bandai in 30 days.
We've got premium Bandai out here, but like that stuff gets swooped by bots.
Yeah, it's
slurped by bots.
Slurped. They're keeping them going. Marcus is a great call. Infinite memory is good, but also like fuck your floodgate.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking because like my one of my friends is a Royal Knight player, and he kept trying to figure out how to like squeeze Marcus in, and I found a list. I want to say it was from Pasadena, and I was like, take this list, but take this out, throw in Marcus, and he did, and he won locals with it like literally immediately after, and I was like, what did I say? I'm so good at this game. For somebody that doesn't play, I'm so good at this game.
It is
the
really
dots
fun.
are connecting.
It is really fun that like Marcus and like Royal Knights players were like I'm not that afraid of Psychmon. They've just like started like nudging him out so they could fit more gas, and then just like the King of New York rocks up, kicks the door down, and just squats, and it's like, oh yeah,
right.
And then Marcus is back in the list. I actually want to say he wasn't in, especially now that Cool Boy's there and Cool Boy was taking up so much space. I want to say he wasn't in the Glasgow winning list, but
he was not.
I don't even think he was in any of the topping lists at Pasadena.
Well,
I was just like our local runs a lot of floodgates.
There's a certain medieval Gallantmon that does a lot of floodgate answering for.
True, and Oryukin does just natively cost 9. You can just slam it. Slam it. Have 3 Cool Boys go sideways.
Also, sometimes Royal Knights games are decided by floodgates that they spit out, so it's complicated now. Now, Lord Knight changed the whole deck. Speaking of, well, actually, I wish I'd written these things down before we did this one. I think there's also a chance we might have put an asterisk on this card and said it cost 4 because in Shine it costs 4, right? But like, it costs 5 here.
Sometimes in Shine it costs 0.
Sometimes,
yeah.
Sometimes it's a Hammerspark. I got a banger for you. This will be topical in 30 days. I'd like to suggest promo 94 Destromon because 5 is its Digicross cost.
Oh no!
Yes, sir. This card's a format all-star. Get yours today. Well, actually, as with every promo ever printed by Bandai TCG, the best time to get this card was 2 weeks ago, no matter when we're talking about.
Yeah.
So if you don't have it, good luck.
I mean, it's coming in. JP players will be happy it's in LM6, but we don't know how LM6 is going to be distributed. So, for all the people that got their astronaut's degree, like, 10 months ago, congrats. For all the tourists that are wanting to go, step on the moon or something now, long day for you. Yeah, this card's crazy. Killing tamers, pretty just like unceremoniously.
Popping 8 changes games.
Yeah, it's insane.
Popping 7 solves most boards, but popping 8 is immediately game winning. So
the game that we saw at NA Nats where it was the Galactic player and he double pops Daiken, I was like that. Delicious. Yeah, that's
I watched
that. I mean, also like technically you could do it cheaper, or you could do more than 8, because if for some reason your opponent doesn't, wipe out a Veemon that already has like 2 sources under it from suspending, or what's the option called?
Fusionize
Yeah,
stack even more. Yeah.
you could.
Sometimes
Yeah,
also
why
you
not?
can be playing the wrong matchup. I've de-digivolved a Destromon down to Snatch and been unable to clear it, and then got destroyed again. It's bad.
That Fusionize means that this is the black deck that doesn't lose the Digivolve mirror. This deck is so fun, man.
Yeah, Kai made
I'm
a
glad
Galactic
it doesn't
that
suck.
had 20 sources under it and like fucking sent me to hell. It was so funny. I think they hit de-digivolve Magna Security, so I de-digivolved one and stripped one singular Snatchmon, and then they made a second one, and I was just baffled. Just like, I actually game it did.
I've got my clunker if you are interested.
Okay.
My the one that made me laugh thinking about doing this. There are 4 of them. They're all functionally the same card. They are BT6 Azulongmon, BT7 Abanbumon, BT8 Zhukaomon, and BT9 Baihumon. All of these cost 5 to evolve, and they can recoup their cost based on a bad conditional effect.
Is it
These are
Sovereign?
no, they're all right there. You've got them.
Yeah, but I saw Bergermon on there or some garbage. Like, what are they doing there?
Oh, I think it might search sovereigns as well on Bergermon.
Isn't that like a sovereign beast or something?
Yeah, the first 3 cards right there, Andrew, and then the 6th card.
Oh,
These are all the most playable by quite a large margin is Zhukao.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
This card saw some actually, like, I believe it had like tournament placing results as a fringe piece in Birds as a tool to answer some actual like this is BT13, BT14, like
that's
this
crazy.
soloed Bloomlord.
Well, Azulon was in
Blue Hybrid
for
level 6 beater, right?
Yeah, like surely this has the most tournament results.
No,
yeah,
most Blue Hybrid players didn't play it. It was like just law of large numbers, right?
I won a Store Championship running this as a 1-of.
I swear it also won
I
was
thinking regional sized scale events.
Yeah, no, I swear it won NA regionals as well. In like BT, well, BT anything until we got like BT 12, like
BT. I want to say it was BT8.
BT8 for sure.
BT8.
Yeah, I could have sworn.
Certainly EX2.
Like, don't get me wrong, he's like a one of, but like when your Beowulf had nothing else to do, you just, admittedly, let's be real, this guy was never evolving for 5. he was evolving.
Yeah, BT7 it definitely did have consistent use.
Like, think about Tommy. Like, Tommy frees 15 guys, you go 0 cost the Zulong and you hit them for 5 checks.
Yeah, Tommy Himi as Zulongmon for sure. That's a good point. So yeah, this card is probably the best way you could conceivably need to spend 5, right?
The only caveat is this man is never coming down for 5. If you evolve a Zulon on an empty board, you deserve everything bad that happens to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish Evan Wu was like playable at the time though. I love its effect. It was just like
this is actively a bad effect against the purple decks of the format. Like they would be like, I get to free pitch this? Are you serious? Okay.
Why did this thing not quartz? Why did this only suspend 1? Like, sure, doesn't Titamon suspend more than this?
Blue until BT10 pays the sins of Sarasmon. Or sorry, green until BT10. Like the 2 green decks that existed past that point really did not.
It's really funny that
they were not given a fair shake.
I forgot these cards exist. I love this Baihumon, by the way. I absolutely adore this.
This is my favorite one to cope with.
Yeah, when you said the 4 sovereigns, I legit was like, did these really come down for 5? Like, I thought you were talking about the aces. Like, I don't remember these being slammed for 5, but yeah, no, these cards exist. Yeah, these are great picks. Do we want to elect one of them as a representative of the 4?
I mean, surely Azulongmon then, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's got to be Azulongmon.
Let's see. I have another quirky one that I thought was interesting.
Go on.
Ruin Mode.
Back.
That's not quirky. That's not quirky.
Yeah,
That's literally that's literally saying like.
Hey, well, when do they never? How often do they pay 5 for this card?
How often do you play 4 for this card? I'm frequently flashbanged by this. Like when Shine players actually 1 pay for it, and then 2 go, it is a Shine Greymon, so I'll pay 1 less. I'm just like,
I mean,
Yeah,
there's people that run this in Sakuyamon and pay the 5 for it.
Yeah, but they scramble into it. They've never paid for an Evo fairly in Sakuyamon in their life.
I
The
pay
last
5.
Evo you pay for in Sakuyamon is your 5, and then the rest follows the chain.
Yeah,
I'll concede that.
I like this as a 5 cost pick.
I think Mill probably evolved into this at 5 sometimes because you didn't use your delays.
The Lilith
Like
Mill?
the Lilith Lil, yeah, because you didn't use your delays on the combo, not up to pass turn. But like, Shine never pays for this. Most of the purple combo decks don't pay for this. None of the Yellow decks pay for this.
Beelzemon.
But it does
think
say 5.
That's a good point. I mean, I think that's going to be a lot of this stuff though. Is a lot of this stuff is like, unless you hard play it, like almost everything gets reduced.
That's true.
I think one thing that's interesting though is like even in the context of spending 5, so many times it's spend 5 to win the game. Like if you don't lethal someone, it is like the best. Like, well, I'm passing turn anyway, so here's ruin mode. You can't push out a raising. Like,
you guys are so screwed when you have to do best 6 memory.
Yeah, dude, these videos are tough.
That's literally just going to be like, what's the best way to win the game when your opponent gives you way too much memory?
Yeah. This video series was started off of 7 memory. It was us, like, it was 7 is where we started, and we're like, oh, we got to build up to that because is Edamon Valk the best 7 memory you could spend in the game? Is it the best memory you can spend in any game? Like, that's crazy. And then it spawned a whole series. So we've been slowly working up to it. So we can just say Eda Valk is a problem. But yeah, ruin mode's a...
I mean, I already know what number 3 should be.
What, from this list?
I mean, see, well, because we were doing the honorable mentions, right?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we can pick from this list to put them on there.
Zudamon Ace.
Oh, is
he costs 4, fam.
Oh, he's 4? Wait. Oh, God, you're right.
Yeah, his ass is way too cheap.
Yeah, hold up.
Only 5 cost. Are there only 5 drop aces?
Yes, the level 5s with inherits, so like Wargrowl Ace, Sakuya or Taomon Ace, and Rapidmon Ace.
I would say Taomon Ace would be up there until Kuzuhamon got smacked.
I know there's another one that I'm kind of spacing right now.
Rapid.
5 cost Ace.
Wargrowl.
Yeah, that's all the level 5s with inherits. Cyberdramon is the other one. It took me a second. Cyberdramon is the last 5 cost ace within, because it's like they cost 4 as a level 5 ace, and then they add a cost to having an inherit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Actually, now that you mention that, how much does Dogdramon for? 4. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say Dogdramon.
3 over his tags.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be real. Black and purple. There are gonna be a lot of not D brigades playing this card, but
that's true.
This is a forecast Evo. This came out too late to be in the forecast video.
You know what else could be good? Regulusmon Ace. That's like a crazy combo card for 5. Oh, the Gamamon one.
What about no, I was gonna say Rapidmon Ace, probably not.
Yeah, Rapid Ace is kind of cute, but this card's a looping monster.
BT6 Eosmon. As the resident 50 Eosmon player, I gotta add it.
Yeah, that's facts actually. This card,
because the first one is 5, but all the others, well, no. When you're playing 50, half of them are 5.
Yeah, I mean, this card is the reason that, like, part of the reason that Eden has such an extensive ban list, because motherfuckers, if unchecked, will just roll up with 50 of these cards and pay 5 one time and win the game turn 3.
I've done it. I went 2-1 at a local with it.
Yeah, you lost to Mirage, didn't you? Because it made you like... Actually, no.
Draw cards?
Yeah, I remember watching the Mirage game. It was really funny.
Yeah.
Oh, we forgot my Otis, by the way. That was the other ace. But
I scrolled past him. I scrolled past him on purpose. Eos is a fantastic pick.
Let's see.
I love Eos. I wish the new cards were better.
I have another one, a slightly contentious pick here, because this is another one of those, like, how much is any kind of effect actually quantifiably worth? That card being Promo 95 Pause plugin.
Ooh, yes.
How worth it, numerically, is it to block all Digivolution forever? If you tell your opponent to kick rocks one turn, and you can stop an ace that saves the game, this is almost akin to completely skipping your opponent's
I was gonna
actions.
say, are any of the devices this expensive? Because I think this might be the best.
The king one, right?
Oh no, King's 4 actually. So yeah, obviously it's been power crept by Queen device, but
To an extent, like this one being one you can spit out mid combo in Sakuyamon does matter.
yeah. But I'm just thinking like
You
even
can't get aced and stuff.
pay 5, it's still a fantastic pay 5. Like pay 5 to stop Magnamon from doing its thing.
Doing any of its things, yeah.
This is a sick list. I think this one actually came
Oh,
together relatively quick.
Takuya
Hover SP.
Of it, SP. Oh,
This is a
snap!
pull.
It has an on play.
Yeah.
This is where the line came from, man. Oh, this deck is fun. I should rebuild it in Veemon. There's an Easter sale right now. One of the locals I like, or the card stores I like online for Invisimon.
I've already decided my number one the second you said 5 memory though.
We got Hover SP
Takuya
and-
Koji for the honorable mentions, by the way.
Yeah. Alrighty, so we've got this list here, so we can either add any extras to it, or we can pull from this list for our top. We do top 3 or top 5? I think it's top 3. All right, Nolan, what's your number one? Your number one pick?
Bushi Agumon.
Great pick.
Great pick. Great pick.
That's my number one. Just be like the one time you get that 5 memory, and you're just like,
Why?
you know what? You got no security left. Bushi for game.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before. Like, what is 5 memory to just winning the game?
Yeah, you got 5 memory. You got a rookie. He costs 5. It's an Agumon. It's a Bushi Agumon for that matter. I mean, he's got the biggest shit-eating grin on his fucking artwork.
There's no
'Cause he's
shot
just
that I
like,
don't have this ready. I was gonna say, like, by the time this comes out for the public, maybe that video will be out, but I'm doing a history of Bushi Agumon, so who knows? Maybe
Hell
this will be
yeah.
the craziest plug of all time, or I'll have fumbled it. So you'll find. People
I
will
mean,
find out.
Do you guys remember the true Veemon hybrid list?
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
How
have
many
copies of
Bushi
those,
Agu you're in that list?
Yeah.
if you have copies of that, I'll need that for research purposes, unironically.
I'm sure I could rebuild it like pretty easily.
There's some really good picks on here, but I feel like if one of Sunrise or Blazing don't make the top 3, we're gonna be in trouble.
I just remembered Lucimon from EX6. It costs 5. It's deeply evil card.
Oh, yeah, to Digivolve over QV1,
No,
right?
the actual like Demon Lord.
Oh, the on-play,
support
yeah.
one. Yeah, he reduces his own cost by 5, so he'll be costing 5.
Wait.
No, not that one. The
This
the
one.
EX6 one. Yeah, the Demon Lord's cat.
Yeah.
This guy basically filters the top 6 cards for 5 memory, which, if you haven't clocked it, is Blazing Memory Boost. Except, unlike Blazing Memory Boost being popped as a delay for memory, this turns into fucking Fallen mode. So, pretty good.
I mean, it also being started main time. It means it's actually 2 Blazing Memory Boosts.
Yeah, that's what. Sorry, that's what I mean. It's on play is the first 3, and then before it dies to the gate, it's the second 3. Yeah.
Actually, from that aspect as well, isn't Dynast turn 1 also?
Dynast turn 1 is 5 as well. That's quirky. I like the vision. Mecha, new Omecha's 5. But like that's a can of worms. You can't start like again. Quantifying infinite value is a complicated process in these videos.
I feel like we do actually have to put Omecha on the honorable mentions. Omechamon at 1 sec. But yeah, no, the Lucimon and Dynast turn 1, pretty cool. So yeah, we got a pretty cool honorable mentions list. And actually putting which one are you more married to the idea of, Blazing or Sunrise as the best 5 memory?
I think Blazing's stronger than Sunrise Buster.
That's tough because Sunrise fits in more decks and the colors, whereas Blazing is exclusive to Blue Flare.
Sure, but like within the context of all the decks that play either of those cards, Blazing's like. Nobody goes, oh, they had it with Sunrise Buster. When they go Blazing, you're like, oh, that's sick.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking like current, right? Because like currently Sunrise at 1 obviously isn't gonna cut it like Blazing.
Well,
does
there
now
was a
at
period.
4.
There was a period of time when they were both at 4 in the JP format. Obviously, best of 1. And I'll tell you, one of them was a 4 of.
Was that not Sunrise?
No, it was Blazing Memory Mist.
Really? Sunrise wasn't?
Sunrise was occasionally a 2 of. Well, best of 1 format.
When Crossart was topping, you just run 4 Sunrise and you just go, lol.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when.
No,
when
I can guarantee
was...
you, I could find topping lists that played 3 Sunrise Buster. You would never see a Blue Flare without 4 of their card.
That's a good point.
That is fair.
That is a good point. Yeah. Blazing then.
It's like contextually within the deck you play the card in, it's broken. Like whether or not it's more generic or not is different.
That's fair.
I hate to admit it because
Bushiagu, for that point, guys, he's only in yellow decks.
Can you play Bushiagu
or anything that spits out level 3s?
I was gonna say, can you play him off of something that floats into an Agu?
Yeah, you could spit it out with a million things. That's part of why the Bushiagu is so annoying.
Can Secret Greymon play this guy?
I think Skullgray could play that actually, but I don't.
Actually, I'm curious now. Hold up. Let's see here. God, this Greymon is so many artwork.
No, he plays specifically Agumon, and then the other one plays red or purple, not yellow.
They really want to keep him out. That's valid. Man, I have a
banger for number 3 if you're interested. It's Mirai from BT11.
Ooh.
I think Mirai is a little bit stronger than almost everything on the honorable mentions list. Just again, like the context of what this thing does to its deck, it's just bananas.
Oh yeah, that Mastodon deck was. I mean, people didn't call it Nasty Masty for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a super sick, like, yeah.
Obviously, what does infinite memory look like over the course of the turns for a control deck, blah, 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 blah. But it costs 5 to put it down the first time.
Yeah, you also do cheat out at level 5. Like, hell, forget the gain 1 memory. That is when you do the thing you need, here's the rest of your line for free.
Yep. It's really good.
Yeah, that's sick.
All right, memes aside, what is the actual number 1? Because I love Bushi, but it's definitely
it's tough, man. Bushi won a lot of games. How
much does Medieval cost to Digivolve?
Cost 3 to Eva. He's one of
7.
He's one of 4 gallant ones to cost 3 to evolve.
Is he 7 to slam?
7 if you fulfill his condition.
Quartzwan is 6 to Digivolve, right?
Yeah. If we're just looking at Digivolution costs, some of the crazy ones, in my opinion, are the Volcanic and MetallicTremons. They cost 5. Dinomon, because his unique floodgate is basically the only thing like that in the game, and that's truly game warping. There's also Quantumon. Quantumon, for paying 5 to Digivolve, 5 to Digivolve in green and yellow, has the best kind of removal in the game and also contextual immunity, which is bananas. Leviamon costs 5 to evolve. Something to think about.
What's Zwart cost to?
I think he's.
Because remember, people. 3. I just remember like Mega Digimon Fusion getting banned because of that.
Yeah, him and Analog.
Yeah. Old Zwart is.
Oh, he's 6.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, you know what else it could be? It could be just GX. That costs 5 to evolve.
Yeah. I've only ever seen it hard played, to be honest.
Oh wait.
No, I'm talking like the OG level 7.
Oh yeah.
This cat, that's GG's.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, even then, that's just Bushiagumon again, right? Like,
Oh,
5 to win the game? Yeah, dude.
you guys want to hear a hilarious story? Andrew, I think I told you this like well over a year ago. But during pre-release for BT10, um, we had given out like most of the packs, and we thought that like every pull was like every hit had been pulled, and one of my friends was like, because he hadn't pulled anything, and he was a big fan of Flip It or Rip It,
Yeah.
and let's just say I lost a Jesmon GX that day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fallen soldiers.
I do remember the Flip It
Yeah.
or Rip It.
Uh-huh.
The shorts were fun. I do remember the shorts.
Yeah.
You're the reason I do
If
1
there
minute deck
weren't
profiles.
if there weren't SPs in Digimon, I would probably still do it.
Yeah.
But I am not risking.
Would suck to flip
know,
and rip a month rent, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I when we opened a case of BT16, I swapped 1 pack. We always do the 1 pack swap. I swapped to Magnamon X. I blind swapped to Magnamon X.
There's so many, like at the time we were doing it, there were like, some of the most expensive cards were like maybe $20. And we cheated a little bit. We would kind of feel the card to make sure we weren't like, if there was texture, we're like, maybe not. But yeah, that was a fun time back when I could get packs of EX1 for $1.50.
Jumbo Gamamon for pre-release format.
Oh,
that's the best 5 memory in the game.
That was, yeah. Jumbo Gamut.
Put that at 0. Let's irreversibly damage the idea behind these videos.
What a miserable pre-release. What an awful.
I tried so hard to build a deck around this.
So
yeah, it sucks, sadly, but it was really annoying in pre-release format because the 5s were really good.
Like Jumbo Chessmon, I think is the most developed I've seen this like idea of misery get like developed.
Yeah, that's what I played it in for a while.
It's like a scuffed fish card without any relevant tags.
It's really funny as well because in theory now with medieval it would be even more annoying. Like I was watching, I can't remember what I was watching, where someone just like played a guy just to proc the medieval effect and use it as like weird like freak removal, and like Jumbo Gamamon would be really annoying. It's like, oh, you attacked, oh, play out a guy, oh, you played out a guy, you're suspended, oh, lucky medieval pops.
I'm trying to think, is there any other one?
I think this one.
There's the old Ancient Gray and Ancient Guru. They cost 5. Yeah, the game's cut up to those cats.
Well, also with Ancient Gray, you would use the
promo.
You'd use the inheritable to make it cheaper.
I think that's why I kind of like the context-based ones, because realistically, ruin mode, if you're paying the full 5 for it, you're playing a bad deck.
It probably is ruin mode though, right? Like just almost alone off the impact the card has on the game.
It does.
Yeah, but
it's maybe the best card in Digimon overall, right? Like it's out, like irrespective of the fact that it happens to cost 5 in this video. If we tiered every Digimon card, I think ruin mode's top 3 at worst.
I think because we keep talking about like the Bushiagus and like the how much is winning the game. Ruin mode is still a spend 5 to win the game. It's just usually your opponent scoops instead of going straight into game 2. So I think there's some real power in that. It seems like kind of the most obvious top 3. I think the fact that I still really like the Mirai as like a number 3 pick, as opposed to it being ruin mode blazing sunrise as like Geno shit.
I wanna get ahead of this though. I would have accepted Bushiagu. That is a baller pick.
Yeah,
just happened to be free a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's the thing. But because like that's kind of where I'm at with like.
I've lost the fucking what's it called? Blinding Ray Bushi though. Don't get me started.
Oh yeah.
You can't lose to it anymore.
I feel like there's also.
Oh, you know what costs 5? Hades Force.
Oh, that's. Yeah.
Hades Force costs 5 and wins a game.
Yeah, you're right.
And there's no way to. I mean, it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that card won many regionals.
Yeah. See you later, Mirai. Hades Force is better.
Yeah. See you later, Mirai is exactly how this interaction works.
I mean, shit. Didn't it also win? I'm pretty sure it won NA Nats.
Yeah, it did.
I believe it did that year. Yeah.
Oh yeah, what an absolute like last minute clutch. We've got Demon Hell card, Demon Hell card, Demon Hell card.
Also, you know what's funny? All of these have to do with a Greymon of some sort.
Huh. Oh yeah.
Greymon card game.
The Greymon TCG, yeah.
Yeah. You want to spend 5? You better pay that Greymon.
The Veemon fans are being misrepresented, man. They're not that bad. Greymon's the real menace.
Yeah. All right, so this is our list of honorable mentions, but we, the council here has elected the Ruin Mode, Blazing Memory Boost, and Hades Force as the top 3 best uses of 5 memory in the Digimon card game. As always, in the comments, let us know what you think is the best usage of 5 memory, any cards that we missed, or any cards that you think, you know, maybe could have made their way into the top 3, maybe should have been on the Mount Rushmore, you know, number 4 pick maybe. But yeah, big thanks again to KnTElixar for joining us for this one. Tom, as always. If you're seeing this and new cards have come out, maybe some of the adventure cards should have been on here. Who knows?
No.
Maybe you should have been a champion level or higher. So you can see this when we recorded it as opposed to a month later. Will the Bushiagamon video be out? Who knows? If it is, I want you to add the cheese emoji to your comment or something. So that way I know that you made it this far and you know, good job on the Bushiagamon video being out.
Bro, May is such a busy month for us. What are we doing?
Not happening.
I'm gonna need. I request a guest spot on that Bushiagamon video.
Hell yeah.
Bushiaga's my goat, dude.
Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, but yeah, this was us for bonus content number 44. Episode 44, not number 44. We do not do bonus content every time. We're trying though. But yeah, bye.
Bye.